All right, so I want to show you guys my favorite new two commands that Claude Code and Anthropic have added recently. Now, if you see my other videos, you know I like a few things. I like grep MCP, I like refactoring, and we're going to combine those today, but we're going to be using their new slash commands to do so. So the first one is slash batch, right? So this is for doing large scale changes across multiple areas. Maybe I want to do a large refactoring. But essentially, when there's multiple things that will interrupt or interfere with each other, that's when you would use this command. So I'm just going to say, I want to do a comprehensive refactoring, and I want to start with the highest leverage things that are simple to achieve, but will give us a large impact. Also, critical things and highly important things that we need to refactor. That's really the priority right now. Each subagent that gets spawned for this needs to be using grep MCP to reference real world working code examples. There's no reason for us to rewrite the wheel. There's no reason for us to reinvent something new. Reference everything from GitHub using grep MCP. Tell each subagent to do that. That spawns in this batch. Okay, so maybe I repeated myself a couple times there, but that's okay. It will be just fine because I'm not sending it a storybook long prompt. So yeah, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to send that off. That's what I wanted to do, was a comprehensive refactoring. If you're like, if you want to narrow down a list first, which is another thing I've done in the past using this batch command, you could say, before even using the slash batch, you could just say all of that without the slash batch out front and just say, don't code yet, just explore and brainstorm so we can get on the same page. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to compact it into one. So now Claude is going to go out, plan. It's going to do his exploration and research and come up with a plan, spit the plan back out at me. And then after I accept the plan, it will spawn up different work trees. It'll put different sub agents running in the background, each one on a new work tree. And so then they're basically not going to, in layman's terms, they won't be able to interfere with each other, right? They can all work on the same code base. They could work on features that interrupt with each other, but they're not going to interfere with each other when they're working. If we were to just use standard sub agents on something like this, then what would happen is you'd have to go about it in certain phases so that they don't interrupt each other, or you would have to segment it off so that, again, they don't interfere with one another's progress, right? You would have to, and when I say segment it off, you'd have to go one by one is really what I mean there. So yeah, I'll be back once it spits the plan out, because this is just the first part of the video. We still have another slash command that I pair with this to make sure that we're getting the best results. And then, yeah, I just want to highlight real quick before I pause that it's important to have grep MCP installed. I'll have an article from Vercel. Make sure you have the official Vercel Grep MCP. There's a few out there that people were messing around with, but get the official Vercel Grep MCP. It's free. It's very worth it. There's not a lot of context bloat, and it will allow you to reference real world working code examples from GitHub. It's better than Context 7 and all that other crap, because it's looking for the specific code snippet. It's not getting bloated by all the other stuff in the project file. Yeah, it's looking at specific code snippets. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you the next command that's really important to pair with this in a second. All right, so I was just spit out the plan. We're just going to trust the process on this one, because, I mean, it's just a refactor. It's not going to change anything. And for the sake of this video, keep things nice and simple. So what you're seeing happen now, it's going to launch 5 parallel agents in separate work trees so that, again, I said it a million times in this video, they're not interfering with each other, right? So it's I'm putting units 1 and 3 into a single agent since they'll be touching the same files. Makes total sense, okay? So Claude's gotten good enough at this point to where the prompting that you and I need to do is rather simple, okay? There's not anything crazy. And again, especially, you kind of got to think of it this way. How much can we point it towards implementing what already works instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and come up with something new, right? So that's where grep MCP comes in. And it's just a lifesaver, guys. Like, when I'm using Claude, I get good results because it's Claude. But I can use any other model I might have to hold its hand a little bit more, like Minimax or GLM or Kimi K 2.5 is pretty good, and Mimo by Xiaomi is pretty good. So any of those models, though, you might have to hold their hand a little bit more. But otherwise, if you're using Grep MCP and you're just telling the agent, hey, look at this and implement what works, then it's going to be successful. So in the batch command, every time you'll get a little table like this where it shows a little status of all the agents that are out there working right now. What's going on with them? Are they running? Are they done? What PR number is it? So I'll be back once one of the statuses or a couple of the statuses update, and I can show you the next kind of screen. But again, stay tuned because I still have the next command coming up, which is really important when using this batch command. I think it's really important to pair these two together because when you pair them, then essentially you're just going to be implementing things right the first time, every single time. So I'll be back in a second. Oh, well. So look, you can even see when it doesn't push or create a PR, it checks in and Claude's going to handle it. But we should be seeing a unit or agent number 5 here going from running status to, see, there it is right here. Now it's switched to here. We can see finishing status, and then it will put finish, but all these other agents are running in the background. So I'm just yapping at this point. I'll be back once we have an actual update so we can move on to the next step. All right, so just to show you, it updates the status. Boom, 5's done. Now we only have 4 agents here in the bottom, 4 local running. PR number 23 links it to me here. I could control click it and pull it up. Oh, it pulls up on the other screen, of course. Come on. So boom, look at that. Just making some pull requests, right? Number 23, ready to merge, ready to merge. All right, I'll be back so we can move on with this video. All right, so I'm back, and now this is where the second command comes in. So you're going to do simplify, you're going to hit tab, you're going to go simplify and merge, right? Because we do want all this merge, but what the simplify command is going to do for us is it's going to verify everything wasn't duplicated. It's going to check for duplicate code. It's going to check for reused code, useless dead code. It's basically just going to do a verification check for us. And this paired on top of the Grep MCP means every time, well, I don't want to say every time, but every time I've used it so far, I've had working code that just didn't have any issues. I didn't have to go back in and do any debugging, any error handling. Like no fixes. Everything just worked the first time. So when you're using this /batch command, it's great. You can come up with an entire different task list. So like you can start with a brainstorming session. Just hit it up, be like, hey Claude, I want to achieve this, and this today. Explore the projects. You can see what we have, research into the latest things, and then get back to me. Don't code yet, right? Let's brainstorm. Once it gets back to you with all that, if you've agreed on everything, then you can use the /batch command. And that's when you tell it /batch, make sure every agent that's spawned is using Grep MCP to take working code, reference working code, so that we're not wasting and reinventing the wheel, wasting time reinventing the wheel or custom coding everything from scratch when we don't have to. So you can see right here now, code reuse review, code quality review, and an efficiency review. So that's what the simplify command, it's just making sure we don't have, it's simplifying the code base. That's what is being simplified. So it's making sure that everything is, we're not having a bunch of bloat and crap like that. So just trust me. Use the /batch command plus grep MCP plus /simplify. It's like power user status. I mean, there's a bunch of other things we can do, but I'll save that for another video. This is huge. So anyways, that's really everything. I guess I'll be back once it's done, just so you can see kind of why I use the simplify command. So give it 1 second. Okay, so as you can see here, the simplify command found a real issue, query key collision, which will cause cache corruption. So Again, that's the whole point of this, to check everything that we just batch created. Because we just imagine, you created 15, 20 different things in parallel, and now you need to just verify that it all works. That's essentially the simplify command is doing that, but also making sure there's no bloat along with it, right? So right now, it said we fixed everything up. It's going to make the commits, merge all five PRs, and we'll be good to go on the main branch. Everything will be synced up, working the first time. So, yeah, I just wanted to cover these two new commands that Anthropic, Claude, they added in directly into Claude Code. And yeah, if you're not using grep MCP in these commands for these larger batch tasks, then you're kind of wasting time nowadays. It's very nice that they did this automatically for us, as it is best practices to use the different work trees, but having to manually open those different Claude Code instances each time and do it was a pain in the ass. So now just having a simple /batch command is amazing. So you can see 5 out of 5 PR merge, 156 files changed, plus 50,000 line. Holy shit. So, anyways, pretty cool. This has been Nolan. If you want to learn more, join the school community. Come hang out with us. Really, we're making money together, things like that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. This has been Nolan. Peace.